All right. Applications of systems. So, Nita asked 22 friends at the skating rink. They have roller skates and inline skates. So first off, I'm going to define my variables. X is roller and Y is inline. If you wanted to use R and I, that's perfectly understandable. So there's 22 friends. So number of people who roller skated plus the number of people who inlined equals 22. The cost is $3 for these and $5 for these, and the total bill was $96. So you have a choice whether you want to do substitution or elimination. Substitution is very easy. You can move X or Y over and get Y equals 22 minus X, or X equals 22 minus Y. I personally like to just immediately multiply this by -3. I could have done -5. I usually go with the smaller number. So that's going to give me -3x, -3y equals -66. Add them together. The x's cancel out. 5 minus 3 is 2y. 96 minus 66 is 30. So that means y equals 15. So that means there's 15 inline skaters. And all we do is take that 15 and plug it in here, subtract it from 22, and find out there were 7 on roller skates. Okay, grain silo holds 2 tons of grain. There are 2 different types of grain bags. There's a 20-pound and a 50-pound. Okay, there's 113 bags. So I'm going to go X is 20-pound and Y is my 50-pound. Okay. Now, this number of bags plus this number of bags equals 113 bags. Now, there's 2,000 pounds is 1 ton. The silo holds 2 tons of grain. Okay, so 20x plus 50y equals 2,000. So I'm going to multiply here by -20. It's going to give me -20x, -20y equals -2260. Okay, hopefully you caught my mistake. It's 2 tons. Each ton is 2,000, so this should be 4. Then when I subtract those, I get 1740. And I get 30y. So if I divide that number by 30, I get 58. So there's 58 50-pound bags. And I subtract that from 113. And I get 55 20-pound bags. And again, if you wanted to use substitution on this, that would have been perfectly acceptable. Probably about the same amount of work. All right, Vanessa collected this much money in dimes and nickels. Please be careful. Remember, this is 5 cents, so it's 0.05, not 0.5. She has 30 coins. So a lot of times people will use D and N here. It's up to you. I'm just going to use X and Y again. I'll say dimes, Y is nickels. So number of dimes plus number of nickels equals 30 coins. 0.10 or just 0.1x is fine, plus 0.05y equals $2.10. Now, you have a calculator, so decimals shouldn't be a problem, but there is the trick that if you want to, you could turn this into 10, turn this into 5, and turn this into 210. It's up to you. Some people find that easier. Some people find it distracting. Doesn't matter. Okay? I'm going to go with that and treat this as 10, 5, and 210. So I'm going to multiply this by -5 because I always like to do the smaller one. So negative 5x minus 5y equals negative 150. So remember, this is now 5y, so it's going to cancel. 10x minus 5x is 5x. And then I'm going to have 210 minus 150, which is 60. So x equals 12. I subtract that from 30, and I get y equals 18. So that means 12 dimes and 18 nickels. And the beauty of this is you could type in 12 times 0.1 and 18 times 0.05, add them together, and confirm and double check your answer. You can do that on all of these. All right. The band and the orchestra are attending a concert. Band bought 16 student and 3 adult. So X is student. I'm going to say Y is adult. It's very important to always define your variables. So that was band, what band did. So there were 16 student tickets plus 3 adult tickets that equaled 110.50. Orchestra had 12 of these plus 4 of these for $96. Now notice this is different. This is not number, value. This is comparing the value of 2 different groups. Okay, so this is a little more work because we need to find a common multiple for 16 and 12, which would be 48, or 3 and 4, which would be 12. Most people pick the smaller number. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I need to multiply this by 4 and this by 3, but wait, that's going to give me 12. I need one of them to be negative. Doesn't matter which one. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. Okay, what that's going to do is that's going to leave, I just think ahead, that's going to leave my smaller number negative. It doesn't really matter. You get negative divided by negative or positive divided by positive. Doesn't really matter. So 4 times 16 is 64x. 4 times 3 is 12. And 4 times 110.50 brain just got stuck a little bit, is $442. And then negative 3 times 12 is negative 36x, negative 12y, and 96 times 3, negative 3, is negative 288. Oops. Add those together. I'm going to get 154 here. Cancel. 64 minus 36. See, we're ending up with positive numbers. It doesn't matter. I get 28. If I would have done it the other way, I would have had negative and negative, and it would have worked out in the end. So 154 divided by 28 equals 5.5. And some people freak out and go, wait, I got a decimal answer. We're talking about the cost of each ticket. Okay, so the cost of a student ticket is $5.50. Now, this one's a little bit more work. We had to plug 5.5 in to one of these x's and calculate. So I'm going to do the bottom one. So 12 times 5.5 is $66. I'm going to subtract that from the 96 and get 30. And then divide 30 by 4 and find out the adult tickets were $7.50. All right, 2 packages. This is similar to the last problem. We're going to have nights and day lift tickets sounds day lift tickets, but so you could say X is stay and Y is ski. You could say day and night. It doesn't matter as long as you know what you're talking about. So the one package has 3 night stay plus 2 day lift tickets for $645. The other one has 5 night stays plus 3 day lift tickets for $1,055. So again, I want to either cancel the X with 15 or the Y's with 6. I'm going to go with the Y's, keep the number smaller. So 3 and 2. I'm going to do the negative here. So that's going to give me negative 9x minus 6y equals 645 times negative 3 is negative 1935. And then 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 1055 is 2,110. 2110. I'm going to add those together. That gives me 175 here. Y is cancel. That just simply says X is 175. Now, it's not actually asking for both. It's only asking for the day lift ticket, but we solved for X. I could have just solved for Y in the first place if I would have paid attention, and I'd be down already, but not a big deal. Good practice. So we're going to plug 175 in. I'm going to plug it in right here. So 175 times 3 is 525. I'm going to subtract that from 645 and get 120. And then divide by 2. Y is 60. So lift ticket is $60. All right, number 6. Awesome Band is playing at a local venue. Ticket prices are 8 for adults, 3 for students. So X adults, Y is students. 156 tickets sold. This is how much was made. This is back to the classic. X number of tickets plus number of tickets equals number of tickets. Cost per ticket plus cost per ticket equals the total money made. I'm going to multiply by negative 3. $458. Sorry. I have to carry the 1. And then I get 5x here. $565 here. And then when I divide by 5, I get 113. Which means Y is 43. So 113 adult tickets and 43 student. Okay, so we have a coin collection again. We have quarters and dimes. So we'll go with X is quarters and Y is dimes. So X plus Y equals 22. Number. Value of quarters. Value of dimes. Total value. So again, if you want to do that trick, you can make this 25, 10, and 430. I'm going to do that. Multiply by negative 10. That's going to give me negative 10x, negative 10y equals negative 220. So 25 minus 10, 15x. These cancel. 430 minus 220. 110. 110 divided by 15. So I divided that and I got a decimal, which means I made a mistake, and hopefully you already saw my mistake. 4 minus 2 is 2. Silly me. So 210 now divided by 15 gives us a nice whole number of 14, which means 22 minus 14 is 8. So 14 quarters and 8 dimes. Okay, so we have a fixed cost and a per guest cost. Okay, so the fixed cost is not going to change. It costs $300 to serve 25 guests, $420 to serve 40 guests. So X is going to be our fixed cost, and Y is going to be our per cost, or person cost, whatever you want to do. So the fixed cost plus 25Y, because that's the cost per person, there's 25 people, is $420. Sorry, $300. And the fixed cost in 40 people is $420. So I'm going to make this easy. Substitution will work here, but since we have X and X, we can just make this negative, and this negative, multiply by -1. And we're going to get 15Y here. We're going to get 120 here. And we divide by 15, Y is 8. Okay, so I'm going to plug that back in. Either one I'm going to do here because that's easy. 4 quarters is $1. 8 would be 200. So 8 times 25 is 200. Subtract that from 300, you get 100. And that's X. So it's $100 fixed cost and $8 per person. Okay. So fee to show up and hourly fee. This is that fixed cost per cost again. So I'm going to say X is fixed. You could say house call. Y is hourly, or you could just say per again. Whatever, as long as it makes sense to you. So first call, show up, plus 4 hours equals 193. Second one, plus 6 hours equals 252. I'm going to do the same approach. I'm going to go with the smaller one, keep everything positive. Well, the answer is positive. Cancel. 6 minus 4 is 2Y. 252 minus 193 is 59. Divide by 2. 29.5. Which means $29.50 per hour. Now we're going to plug that 29.5 in. Either one doesn't make any difference. I'm going to plug it in there. So 29.5 times 4 is $118. Subtract that from the 193 and you'll get the service call. $75. So $75 service fee. And last but not least, we have some translation here. Okay, the last one's a little bit tricky on the second line. So we're just translating. So twice the number plus 6 times the second number. So I'm just going to say x is the first number and y is the second. So twice a number plus 6 times the second is 4. That's pretty easy. Now, the difference, which means we have subtraction, of 10 times the second number and 5 times the first number. Now, some of you might just want to do 5x minus 10y, but generally we go in the order that we read it. So the difference of 10 times the second number and 5 times the first number is 90. If you do it the other way, you're going to get a different answer. Okay. So, whoops. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this in order. Line these up. Okay. Now, I need to figure out what I'm going to multiply by to get them to cancel. So I have 2 and negative 5 and 6 and 10. I'm going to multiply this by 5 and this by 2 and cancel with 10 and negative 10. So 5 times 2 is 10x. 5 times 6 is 30y, and 5 times 4 is 20. And 2 times negative 5, 2 times 10, and 2 times 90. The x's cancel. I get 50y equals 200, so y is 4. I'm going to plug that in right here, and that's going to give me 24. I'm going to subtract 24 and get negative 20 and divide by 2. So x is negative 10. That's it.